Hey there everybody, Eric from Outer Limitless coming at you today with another video. Now here in my hands, this is the Supreme Appendix Carry Belt from the company Nexbelt. Nexbelt is a company whose products I use literally every single day, most specifically the Guardian belt. This here is the Outer Limitless edition, made specifically for me. I do have some of these available. This belt has been awesome. I've worn this literally every single day, for the most part, for about a year and a half. At this point, it's just been beat on, dragged through all kinds of different scenarios. It's been absolutely awesome, but there is one sort of fundamental issue, and it's not a big deal, but the size of the buckle can be a little bit of an issue if you appendix carry a firearm. Reason being, it's a little bit wide. So if you have I guess generally speaking, a kydex holster that sort of spans the front buckle, sometimes there is a clearance issue. But today we're able to solve that with the appendix carry belt. So the Supreme Appendix Carry Belt does change it up, where now you can see the actual buckle design much smaller, much shorter in overall length to buy you the clearance that you need. So the belt doesn't exactly come like this. What we're gonna do, we're gonna go through the overall setup. So as this comes out of the box, you do need to get this set up for your own waist size. I have now obviously done that. So you're gonna get to see how I approached it. Then we'll come back, I'll show you some of the details, and then I'll wrap it up with my final thoughts. And so with that said, I have a whole bunch to do and a whole bunch to share with you. And if you're interested in seeing a little bit more about what I'm about to get into, do me a favor, stay tuned. Now before we get too far, I would like to say thank you very much to the people at Nexbelt who did provide this for review. So now that you've been able to see how I got this set up, let's go through it in just a little bit of detail. So of course, as I mentioned, the buckle a little bit different. Now, I've been wearing this at this point for a number of weeks. It's been great. The first thing, as you take a look here, well, again, it leverages this button versus a latch. And when I say a latch, as you take a look at the Guardian belt, leveraging more of a latch. It's extremely similar in overall principle. I mean, it's pretty much doing the same thing mechanically. There's a little sort of button on the inside there, and that's going to grab onto the ratchet system. So again, here you can see 1/4 inch adjustment on the ratchet. Pretty much in essence for me, I mean, infinite adjustability. This goes wider than I need it and as tight as I could possibly ask. So for me, almost an infinite amount of adjustability at 1/4 inch increments, which is awesome. So that's exactly what this little button on the inside there is doing. So when you depress that button, that releases. You can see here as it gets inserted, that 1/4 click, and very nice. But the main thing being, again, the lay length of the buckle itself. So as I get this stretched out here with the Guardian, and I get this stretched out with the Supreme Appendix, well, the Supreme Appendix is literally less than half the length, with the Guardian consuming 1, 2, 3.5 inches of overall buckle length, and the Supreme Appendix 1.5 inches. So again, as I mentioned, literally less than half of the length. And that's going to help buy you the clearance you need with your kydex holster as it spans across the front of the buckle. This one here, again, the coyote tan with the brown buckle. I wanted to kind of mix things up a bit. I did not have a belt in this exact color. I do like it. It's very nice. Their webbing is solid. Now, it does wear a little bit over time. That's a criticism that you will hear from people. Keep in mind that this Guardian belt at this point I have worn literally at least 1.5 years, almost every single day. So I mean, has it faded some? Yes, it has absolutely faded some, but keep in mind I have worn this on probably at this point about 100 miles of hard mountainous hiking and trekking, wearing this to work, wearing it in the heat, doing yard work, doing housework, just literally beating on this thing to see how well it would hold up. And apart from a little bit of frizz and a little bit of fading, this has held up absolutely wonderfully. No problem, no stitching out of place, everything very, very good. So, I mean, you know, you'll hear people complain that these wear out. They don't exactly wear out, they just kind of wear in. And to me, that's hard use patina. I have no problem with that. Continuing now to illustrate my point, so back to the Guardian belt. No problem with a standard appendix carry. So here, just a single clip. That's not a problem at all. So my pretty much regular go-to is not an issue. But it's a situation where maybe you have something like a kydex with a sidecar for a magazine. Now at this point, if I had to get this on here, I can get one side, but the other side clashes. So what that means is, in reality, I have to take my buckle, cant it to the side, and then only have the webbing in front of me to allow me the clearance that I need for the sidecar. Whereas now with the Supreme Appendix carry, you can see here, much less buckle to contend with. So again, not going to have any problem with a standard holster. But when it gets to something with the sidecar, this now fitting in nicely, one clip on one side, the other clip on the other, and that actually will work out just fine, where now you can see I have the clearance that I need and everything fitting down nicely. So that buckle is completely out of the way. The fact that it's less than half the width of the original on the Guardian, that works out very well. You still have the ability to adjust, which is nice, loosen up if you need to. So this is very functional, and even while you have your holster in place. So if you are somebody that's looking to carry a spare magazine, I would suggest that this may be the way to go. I like both belts equally. This one leaves you a little more flexible depending on your needs. So again, whether you go with the Supreme Appendix carry or the Guardian or any other model for that matter, Nexbelt having a fantastic belt and a great solution for you. I like them for general everyday use. I like them for the office. I like them for hiking, active activities, things where you really just don't want your pants falling down. Having that 1/4 inch ratchet has been awesome. And the Supreme Appendix carry, just awesome and flexible for the everyday carry and concealed carry needs. So again, to the people at Nexbelt, thank you so much for providing this for review. And for the rest of you, if you like this content, do me a favor, take a look at my Outer Limitless channel, which is more on my primary gear. On that channel, I cover everything from hiking, camping, and backpacking excursions, all the gear that goes with it. So from sleep systems, shelter systems, knives, axes, backpacks, flashlights, you name it, That's my Outer Limitless YouTube channel. So alright guys, thanks for stopping by. I hope you like what you saw. I hope you found it a little bit informative. If you like what you saw, please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, thanks for stopping by. Take care now. I'll see you soon.